Well, we asked for it. We asked for some changes to happen, some type of move to be made, and they answered. We called and they answered. Let me let y'all get in here real quick. Breaking news! Breaking news! Breaking news! So glad I didn't leave out just yet, but I'm about to do so. So, welcome to the stream. I'm only gonna wait a few seconds, then I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Gotta go ahead and get to it because I can't wait all day today. Got things I gotta do, but this just happened. So, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Yeah, I'm sure you've all heard the news. Busta Move, what's good, brother? You just seen the news, right? I'm gonna go ahead and get to it because I don't got all day. I ain't gonna hold you. Let me get to it. Let's just get to it. All right. Breaking news, Washington Commanders fans. Listen, Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted. He has not been fired. He lost the role to call the plays on defense as pretty much be the defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn will take over as the defensive coordinator and call the defensive plays. Y'all called and they answered. Let's get to
it. Welcome to Everything Commanders with your host, Dream Team Buddha. Hail to the Commanders.
What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to another episode of Everything Commanders. I am your host, Dream Team Buddha. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted. He has lost his role to call the plays on defense, similar to what you saw Dan Campbell do on Sunday against us, where he took over the offensive play calling, and he's a defensive coach. But we wondered if Joe Whitt Jr. will face any, disciplinary acts for the way the defense been going on. Will Dan Quinn actually say something to him? That's his buddy, old pal. Maybe he just be like, nah, it ain't him. He's gonna deflect and put it on the neck. No. Maybe Josh Harris got the Dan Quinn because he said he wasn't gonna look into this until the bye week. They said, when we do the bye week, we'll reevaluate and we'll take a look at some things. No. Josh Harris probably said, no. We need to make something happen right now. Now, although this doesn't necessarily change much, you know what I'm saying? We shall see what effect it has on the defensive players. But when they asked Dan Quinn what would change, Dan Quinn took a deep swallow and he took a long breath, and he's like, well, I just hope that they can like, he kind of like stuttered a little bit because it seems to me it was so uncomfortable for him to do. It was so uncomfortable for him to let his homeboy know, hey, bro, man, we ain't finna lose our job. I got to step in and let me take over. So Joe Whitt Jr. is going back up to the booth. Okay, and he said he will be watching over the passing coordination and all this other stuff, pretty much saying he won't have a role as far as calling plays on defense. Dan Quinn will be the defensive coordinator. Y'all asked, could this be a possible thing? Could this actually happen? Well, it's happening, ladies and gentlemen. You asked, now you got it. What that may mean, I don't know. Also, we lost another casualty. Trey Amos has a broken fibula, and he's going to be down for a while. Now, the same thing happened to Will Harris. We ain't seen him in a while. Okay, so Trey Amos might be done for the season. Now, they didn't actually say that. They put him on IR. He done for the season. Maybe it'll come out in a few, but he is going to be down He did break his fibia, so yeah, that's not a good look at all. Also, Deron Payne, we spoke on that earlier. He was suspended, but I'm hearing that he's going to try to appeal the decision, the suspension, to see if I guess he can probably get what Louisville got, something similar, just a hefty fine and slap on the wrist, and then he can go down and travel to Madrid, because with him being suspended, he can't travel with the team at all. So he said they got to wait till 4:00 for the official announcement on that. And if not, I don't think he could travel with the team or something like that. So Dan Quinn just did a press conference, and he did not seem happy at all. It was short, it was brief, and he had to break the news to the Commanders fans and to the press that he had to demote his boy, Joe Whitt Jr. Hey, listen, although it's uncomfortable, I'm a little excited. I'm like, that's what's up. We used to, when things happen and nothing gets done, at least they're trying to do things to say, hey, we hear you, we see what y'all see, and we're going to try and make some type of adjustment. Although I don't know how much this is going to help, because Dan Quinn said he was involved in all of the play calling on defense, everything on defense and offense. So we don't know how well this will go. I tell you this, if it does make drastic changes and they start balling all of a sudden, now granted, let's keep in mind, this is the Miami Dolphins that we about to play on Sunday, right? So I'm not going to give them too much credit, but if we can win, and the defense look good, or should I say the defense at least show up, then it's going to be one of them things where as though they're going to be like, well, is Joe Whitt really needed? I mean, but we got to wait and see how this turns out. Terry McLaurin won't be traveling with the team. Jaden Daniels won't be traveling with the team. That's a good thing that he's not traveling, because they don't want to try to rush him back out there. They even asked about that, and he said that's not even on his mind. They trying to let him rest up, whatever the case may be. That's all good news. But ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, 9 times out of 10, if we beat the Dolphins, it's gonna create this false hope in their brains that we still could do this. And technically we probably can, but all chances, it's not happening. It's not happening at all. So we shall see how that's going to turn out. But Jay not going. Deron Payne most likely won't go, because they not going to appeal. They're not going to grant that appeal, bro. Like you're going to be suspended, bro. Like it's a fact. You stole him. You swung on him. That you can't go in there and say, well, he did this to me, so I did this to him. That's not the way that works, bro. You got to sit this game out, and maybe, just maybe, they'll make you sit the game out, and they'll take some of the bread, and they'll say, instead of you losing your whole game check, maybe we could take half. I don't know. Maybe he's negotiating something like that. But I'm trying to tell you, it's happening. You're suspended, my guy. You can't swing on nobody for whatever reason. I don't care who provokes you. You cannot just be throwing no Mike Tyson haymakers at somebody and think you're going to get away with it. Now, hopefully they investigate this, and hell, they come back and say, well, we saw what Amon St. Brown did, so we're going to fine him as well, because they be fining people week in and week out, and you don't see calls on the field. Like the Frankie Louisville stuff. There weren't even calls on the field. He was just getting fines and sent in the mail. He was getting an email notification, hey, we fining you $21,000, or we fining you $50,000. Nothing, no calls was made on the field. So hopefully they could find Amon St. Brown as well, if he did in fact punch Deron Payne like they say it is, whatever the case may be. But the guys ain't traveling, and Joe Whitt Jr. is out of here as defensive coordinator, bro. It's after this, it's no way back, bro. It's like it's no way back. I guess it was and he said he took it like a champ. It was inevitable. It was inevitable, bro. And if it was the offensive side, it'll be the same damn thing, because somebody head got to be on the spear. Point blank, period. You think Dan Quinn gonna he gonna off himself up and say, I'll go first? You see, they just fried and fired Brian Daboll with the New York Giants. It's firing day. We had to make some type of move. Josh Harris, if y'all know anything about Josh Harris, this ain't even an AP thing. Think about Josh Harris and how he was running the Sixers. You know what I'm saying? Because he owned the 76ers as well. They was making the playoffs. He was still firing coaches. Okay. He's cutthroat when it comes to that. He'll give you some time, but you got to show him that you're trying to progress and you're trying to make certain moves. You feel what I'm saying? So trust me, if Dan Quinn didn't make this type of move, he probably would look at him with a side eye, like, okay, so you on a short lease. Next year is probably your last year type situation. So it's a lot to put into this situation. But listen, hey, they say be careful what you ask for. When I went to church yesterday, that was what my pastor preached about. Be careful what you ask for, okay? Because when you get it, you might not know what to do with it. So we shall see. We all asked for Joe Whitt to be sitting on the side. So it is what it is. Let me see. See if I got somebody in these comments, man. He said it was definitely needed. I don't know what it's going to do, but I know damn well he needed to step down or he most def getting fired. Something needed to shake, and Joe Whitt is a dead man walking, no doubt. Yo, this is real, bro. This is real. He's on the sideline. He's on the side. He's pretty much. Hey, listen, I want to know when they do the coordinators interviews, will he speak? Have y'all been watching Joe Whitt Jr. interviews? When he talks at the press, Joe Whitt Jr. talks with so much confidence and arrogance, it's crazy. Okay, so just imagine the questions that will be asked of him when it comes to so Joe Whitt Jr., how do you feel about being demoted? How do you feel about losing your job? So was it the players or was it your scheme? You think Deron Payne reacted in that way? Shoot. Whoever in that room might get it. Shout out to my boy JD, the CD. What's good, my brother? Welcome to the stream. I had to break this news to y'all real quick. Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted. If this is a W, put W's in the chat. If it's an L, put an L in the chat. I seen a lot of people calling for Joe Whitt head. You know, even I was like, last night, I'm like, hey, something got to happen. Although I don't call for nobody job for real. At the end of the day, I know how the nature of the business of the beast of the NFL. That's the way the business go. Somebody's up. Because people want answers. And it may not be the right thing to do as far as like it might not change anything. But for the person that's on the outside that's spending that money, because that's influence right there. That money that people is spending, Josh Harrison, I'm like, hold up. These people was coming. We've sold out these events, these games week in and week out, and we not giving them a good enough product for them to keep paying this money. So we got to do something. I promise you, Josh Harris had to step in. Because if you could think back to last night, it ain't even been 24 hours yet. He said that Joe Whitt Jr., he ain't thinking about that. Any moves that will be made or anything wouldn't happen till the bye week. Today, he's singing a whole new tune. And when they asked him, Dan Quinn, what's going to change with you being a defensive play caller? He said, we hope that they will respond. They will play better. And yeah, but that, we just worried about this trip right here. Like he couldn't really talk about it. The interview was short. It was so short, y'all. Usually Dan Quinn on there for 10, 15 minutes. He does not like the fact that he had to demote his buddy. He said Joe Whitt took it like a champ. I wouldn't expect him to take it no other way. So it is what it is, man. If it's a W, drop a W in the chat. If it's an L, drop a L in the chat. JD the CD said, what Whitt get demoted to? Well, they didn't give him a specific title. That John was crushing me. They didn't give him a specific title. Woo! A specific title yet, but he's no longer the defense play caller. Now, I don't know if it's for the foreseeable future. I don't know how long it's going to be. I guess they want to see if they can get results. So we shall see what's going on, if it's going to last a long time. Shout out to my guy, Busta Move. He right. I love the context content, good brother. You already know what it is, bro. Hail to the Commanders, hail to the Redskins. I know you a big-time Redskin fan, Commander fan. So, bro, you already know what it is, man. Y'all make sure y'all show my boy Busta Move, the businessman, some love. He definitely got some great thing going on over there on his channel. JD, the CD, right? Oh, man, we down bad right now. Nah, I don't know if it's down. We down bad right now. Like my guy 1-2 say, it's a W. It's a W. If it's a W, drop a W in the chat. If it's an L, drop an L in the chat. Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted, and I didn't think it was going to happen just yet because, you know, they usually bend but don't break. They don't crack under pressure, and I didn't know if we was going to even be able to move them off of their pivot just soon, but they hear the fans talking. They saw that the stadium was filled with blue colors last night. After a certain period of time, all the Commanders fans were gone. You had the president, even though I don't like the president, you had the president at your game, at the stadium, and we couldn't even put on a good show. So, you know, they probably felt some type of way. But anyway, he is demoted. You know, shout out to Mom. Did she say if you're demoted, it could be a sign of you getting fired? That's a fact. No, it ain't. It ain't could be because okay. So let me ask you this: what position? What coaching position are you going to? He hasn't specified that. So he said he will oversee like he going back up to the booth. The passing game, the defensive passing game, and stuff like that. This taking him down another tier. He won't have he pretty much just got his defensive play calling job demoted. He's still a defensive coordinator, but he just lost his role. Yeah. Okay, let me see. Hold up. Let me get to these which going. Robbie Mack say W. Let's see what happens now. Hey, that's the only thing we can do, bro. That's all I ask for is to keep making changes until you get it right. If we don't have it all figured out, let's not act like we got it all figured out. They even asked him. They said, well, Joe Whitt Jr. Maybe we just aren't as good as we think we are. Now, if y'all pay close attention, I specifically put up an episode just like that with that same title just about 3 weeks ago. And I said, maybe we just aren't as good as we think we are. Maybe we aren't who we think we are. And Marcus Mariota just said that last night. And they asked him about it. He said, well, you know, I like to believe in Marcus Mariota when he speak, and you have to ask him that question because he know he got to tread lightly. But what I love to see is I love the fact that Dan Quinn ain't practicing. He ain't cracking under pressure. He's still staying stern and firm in his stance. And he like, you know what? Hey, I had to demote my boy. I had to do it because y'all talking too much. Y'all complaining to the owner too much. So I got to make sure that I show y'all that we actually hear y'all. So and he's like, it's a good thing that they got chemistry together and they've been working with each other for a while, all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But he already knew when he came to that presser today, something had to be done. And if it was to go on to the Madrid game, that's going to be the talk around town. Because now, and see, this is one thing that you really don't want to do. It's like, so you want me to demote him. And now, so if we stink it up against the Dolphins, guess who it falls on? Guess who it falls on? Dan Quinn. It's no longer falls on the footsteps of Joe Whitt Jr. So you can't place blame on the next person. Then it's gonna make you look bad. See, what it does is it puts fire under your ass and make you got to do what you got to do. That's all it does. It makes it say, okay, well, if you don't want to hold him accountable, guess what? I'm going to make you have to hold yourself accountable because now I'm coming to you for answers. I'm coming to you. Hey, what's going on? Defense look pitiful. It's been talked about on every sports channel there is. Every platform, the defenses look so trash. And it's been going on for weeks. So we shall see if we can get some type of response. Like I said, if you just joined in the chat, make sure you hit like on the stream, and also drop a W in the chat if it's a good thing that Joe Whitt Jr. has just been demoted. He's no longer the defensive play caller. Defensive coordinator, I think that he's still defensive coordinator. He hasn't been fired. Okay? So it just came out. He's been demoted of play calling duties. So let's just keep it there to keep it safe, because I may have to retract what I'm saying. But I know for a fact that Dan Quinn is now stepping in as the defensive court. Well, I was about to say it, defensive play caller. So yeah, let's see, man. Let's see. Shout out to JD, to CD. He said, I love the content, man. Bro, I love you, bro. I appreciate that. Hey, anything helps. I appreciate y'all. I'm just going to invest it back into the channel. Shout out to JD, the CD, for the super chat. Also, my boy Jay Capone, the Don. Damn, bro. One step from you ain't got no job, Tommy. Tommy said, I got to work today. You ain't got no job, Tommy. Hey, listen, it's funny because I love Martin, and I came up watching Martin, but I don't like laughing at somebody losing their job, man. Like, I got some type of heart, but he ain't lose his job. So, it's like when you see somebody fall, you don't laugh right away, but as soon as they get up and they show that they good, you're going to crack up, right? You're going to laugh your tail off. We know that he didn't lose his job. Them funds ain't changed. He still could provide for his family. So I like to laugh at that joke. I appreciate that for coming through here like that. Hey, shout out to my guy Marcus Ederlin. He said, what's up, family? I love your podcast. I promote it in my Facebook group, Sports View 2. Hold up. Let me move this out of the way. Facebook group, Sports View 2. But now I still consider this is year 2 rebuilding. Yeah. You got to forgive me on this little screen right here. But that's what's up. I appreciate you, Marcus, for promoting the channel, promoting the streams. Hey, anything can help. I just started the channel earlier this year, back in January. So I really got started right around the draft. And I just started going live like a month ago. I ain't going to lie to you. I never been a live type person, because then when you do the live thing, I'm just starting to get a little bit more comfortable in doing this, okay? Because you can't make no mistakes for real, or you feel like you can't make no mistakes, but I'm just here talking. It's impossible for me to make a mistake when I'm just being myself. So if I mess up, I mess up. It is what it is. Yeah. I appreciate that, though. Also, earlier say, hey, fam, good afternoon. Let's show your boy Buddha some love, and let's hit that like button, share, or comment. Much appreciated. I appreciate you, Mom. She always stepping in and helping me out. I appreciate you. She definitely is a moderator on the channel, but she just don't know how to moderate over there. So I appreciate her for being in the cut and watching out. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all heard Mom dudes, hit that like button. Also, she did say it's a W. Okay, so she likes the fact that Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted of his duties as the defensive play caller. So Ronell Gordon, these guys get paid too much to be playing like high schoolers. Bro, they not even playing. You know what? You being generous. They're not even playing like high schoolers. Like I told y'all the other day, they playing like my nephew's 9U football team. And they much better than this. They much better than this. And now, with us being down another corner, who's going to, if you just tuned in, Trey Amos is injured. He has a broken fibula. He's definitely going to be down. I don't know. My assumption is they will put him on IR, just same way they put Will Harris on IR. He had the same situation. So we thought it was just, his he broke something down there. So he's going to be on IR, and he ain't coming back no time soon. 9 times out of 10, he'll be done for the rest of the season, especially depending on if we don't turn this thing around, which 9 times out of 10 we won't. We currently sit at number 7 or 8 in the draft order, or whatever case it may be. But like I told y'all earlier, if you was on the stream, although I would love to have a top 5 pick, I would much rather see my team at least let me know that we still are a good team. Because the way we're looking like right now, it's looking like ain't no one pick going to save us. It look like we got to do a whole lot more, okay? But if you can show me that you got life against a team that we should beat, Hell, we are the underdogs. They're favored by 1.5 points. When the season started, we was definitely heavily favored to win this game. But with all the injuries and Jaden Daniels not being able to play and so forth and so on, and the defense stinking it up like they do, it's a stench. So we are the underdog. So we shall see if we're gonna win out here in Madrid. And shout out to everybody that's actually going down to Madrid. I hope you have a great time down there, because I daggone sure wouldn't be going down there. But I understand what you're saying, Ronell. Appreciate that. JD the CD, right? Witt was definitely an issue. I heard Forbes is balling out in LA. Yes, he is, bro. I spoke on this earlier. Forbes had 2 picks the last 2 weeks. He had a pick last week and he had a pick this week. But he was too trash to play for us. He was washed. He was finished. He was no good. He meant nothing to this staff as far as the defense. I wonder if Joe Whitt has something to do with that. I wonder if, because it's Joe Whitt defense. I wonder if, or was it AP that felt like he just wasn't going to mount to be nothing? Because I know they was looking for more physical corners. But if you look at the corners that we got right now, can you say they're more physical? I mean, now it ain't making sense. And now you're making me think right now, because Marshawn, he's a physical corner, but y'all used him to play off the line of scrimmage 10 to 15 yards back. Trey Amos, the only bright spot we had on defense at cornerback thus far this year. I know Mikey Samuel caught 3 picks, but from what he did last year, I felt like he took a step back. I'm not saying that he washed. I know it's still young, and he's still young. He's still early in his career. I have a tremendous amount of faith in Mikey Samuel. I think Samuel and Trey Amos is going to be great for us moving forward in the future. I don't think Marshawn is playing with us ever again. I know he's still got 1 year left on his contract, but none of that money is guaranteed. And he's at the end of his career. So hopefully we could draft somebody or whatever the case may be. If you just joined the chat, let me know what you feel. How do you feel about this Joe Whitt Jr.? Joe Whitt Jr. was just demoted as the defensive coordinator, and he's moved down from defensive coordinator. Dan Quinn will step in and do the play calling. Although he was demoted, he has not lost his job on this staff. I don't know what the new title is, but they say they will let us know when they know something. They ain't even want to get into that. Dan Quinn was ready to get the hell up out of there when they was asking him all them questions. And like I said, if you think it's a W, put a W in the chat. If you think it's an L, drop an L in the chat. Let's have a conversation real quick while I got this little time, and let's talk about it. Mr. Bojangles, like Mr. Bojangles said, this defense been looking like Pop Warner. Pop Warner. Trash. And I know they better than that, man. Humbly Keys, he said we need a dream team. Hey, listen, dream team reunion. Hey, for sure. Hey, man, you got to go talk to dream team. I'm on my Dan Quinn. You got to go talk to them, man. You got to let them know what's up, because they swear we dragging our feet, but ain't nobody moving. It is what it is. Mr. Bojangles right. Kick him out the building. He still can influence a bad decision, a bad defense. But here's the thing. If they ain't listening to you anyway, you can't influence anything. Did you see what took place online with Mikey Samuel? So Mikey Samuel, he had an accomplishment. I think it was his wife. I think they expecting or something like that. And somebody said, "Congratulations, but why did you take a step back from last year? And why aren't you playing as good as you were last year, this year?" And another person comment in response in defense for Mikey Samuel. Well, it ain't Mikey Samuel. It's more so it's more so schematics. And so Mikey Samuel liked that comment, pretty much saying he agreed with what he's saying. So it's trouble in paradise. So Mikey Samuel, it's a reason why he liked that, and it's a reason why that it was blown up. But they ain't speak on it. But it is what it is. We all know Joe Whitt Jr.'s system ain't what it need to be. But I don't think they listening to him anyway. Hey, my boy Swagger P say it's a W, but a little too late. Hey, you right. So If it's a little too late, bro, would you rather for him to sit tight and they don't do anything at all, or would you rather for them to at least still do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's too late, so you're gonna wait till the end of the season to get rid of him. I mean, you probably more so with the crowd that's saying let's lose every game, because I'm on the fence. Although I want to lose every game, I still want them to win one game. Or at least play your butts off. Lose it at the last second or something like that. But I need to see them put together 60 minutes of football and look like the Commanders that we all know and love from last year. One time. All I'm asking, just one time. But I still want to be picking top 5, and I know I can't have my cake and eat it too. So it is what it is. But yeah, definitely a W. Shout out to my guy 1-2. He said, we hired a first-time coordinator, signed a vet left tackle, and started a rookie right tackle who was a left tackle. The roster construction is confused. Yes, it's very confused right now, but it's still time to make sense. It's still time for Adam Peters to make sense. And soon we will have to hear from Adam Peters. I mean, I'm sure it probably will be in the offseason, unless it's the worst where they release, say, the head coach. I don't even want to say his name because I don't think it's time. I think it's too early to even utter those words or even think that way, period, to actually do that to DQ. But, yeah, so hopefully we can this will change things around. At least we'll see much more improvement. Because Dan Quinn, man, I think he's a leader of men, man. I think he can call the defense. One of his biggest cons was they couldn't stop the run. Right now, we can't stop the run or stop the pass. So we got the worst defense in the NFL. Anybody beg to differ? We got the worst defense in the NFL. So, yeah. It is what it is. But if you just joining the stream, Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted. Deron Payne is appealing his suspension. Terry McLaurin won't be going down to Madrid. JD5 won't be going down to Madrid. Trey Amos has broken his fibula, and he will most likely be placed on IR. You'll be seeing that very shortly, most likely. So we shall see. Shout out to my guy, Jesus Save J316. He said, Adam Peters is trash. Wow. That's a bold statement. I see you've given up on AP. He said, I wish they fire him. What is he doing for us? Look at the Eagles GM. They need defensive player. They get defensive player. To trade or free agency is the top agent. Hey, Howie Roseman is a different breed, bro. It's Howie Roseman is here. He's going to keep moving. He's going to if you compare AP to Howie Roseman, that's like so unfair. AP hasn't even been this is his first time ever being a GM. He's been an assistant GM throughout the once he was promoted from scout and he worked his way up, but this is his first time being a GM. So it's too early. I get what you're saying. Yeah, he made some questionable moves, but I'm not even trying to defend him, but I get what you're saying. It's too early for me to say he trash, though. You feel me? Also, 1-2 right, oldest roster in the league. That's a fact, Jack. The retirement home. Okay? He said, no pass rush, none at all. Then he also says, all outsiders were saying this all season. We are exactly who they said we are. And, I didn't want to accept it, 1-2. I didn't want to accept it. I was in denial. I was talking Super Bowl. I was coming into the season, I was talking crazy because we went to the NFC Championship and we just got spanked. We got exposed. But I knew if they put a few more pieces around Jaden Daniels, we will be fine. But see, what I didn't think about was the defense. I didn't think about the defense. We never got that elite pass rusher on the defensive side. Yeah, we got cornerback help. And we lost Jeremy Chin. We placed him with Will Harris. And guess what? Will Harris broke his fibula. So right where we started, right where we left off from last season, We didn't make much changes on the defensive side, but on offense, we got 2 new linemen. Brought in Deebo Samuel. Got a new running back there. And a lot of y'all said that it could be argued that we shouldn't let Brian Robinson Jr. go. But hey, we made a different move right there. And the most important thing, we stayed healthy last year. This year, we can't stay healthy to save our own goddamn lives. So it is what it is. Jesus say, breaking news. He breaking some news. He said, breaking news. Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted to water boy. My man said Joe Whitt Jr. going to be running out there when they get a timeout or a TV timeout and giving the boys some water. You are so cruel, my guy. Ronell Gordon, right, after last year, I thought I was over from being heartbroken on Sundays, but I guess not. Bro, you a fool if you thought it was over, okay? These are the Cardiac Commanders. That should have been the name, not the Washington. This is the Cardiac Commanders, bro. We wasn't beating teams convincingly. We wasn't hee ha ha in the end of the third quarter and then the fourth resting the starters. We was in every game at the last second. We was win. We won 7 to 8 games last year by the last second. Or the last 2 minutes. We had to put together a drive. Everybody felt like if Jaden Daniels had the ball last, we're going to win the game. And ever since he fumbled this year against the Chicago Bears, it seemed like he lost that magic. Or at least he hasn't had a chance to show that he still got it. So we got to be a little patient. We got to pump the brakes a little bit. But I definitely get what you're saying. It definitely still feels like the heart of the Cardiac Commanders for sure. Also, Jesus says, right, old is the roster, oldest roster in the league. Does the roster, the GM, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. He also said cornerback who Marshawn Hill know he's old and garbage. Once again, GM need to go. Yeah, but you can't. That's not the way it works, though. If that was the way it works, then I get it. But the way it works is the GM is granted a little more time. So that's the way it works. Yep. That's the way it works, bro. But yeah, if you just joined, and also I'm gonna get your last comment real quick. Also, he say they should have got or traded for someone that's a top wide receiver. Sorry, Terry McLaurin is not a top wide receiver. Maybe a 1C or 2. But not a one. Oh, nah. No Terry McLaurin slander will be tolerated around here, my brother. But I definitely appreciate the comment. Terry McLaurin is the best receiver that we have, for sure. We can't speak for top 5 receiver in the league, but the league respects him now. So I will say that Terry McLaurin is definitely good. We just got to put some more people around him, and then everything will be fine. But anyway, I just wanted to break that news to you. So before I get out of here, Joe Whitt Jr. has been demoted from defensive coordinator. He no longer will have the role as the defensive play caller. Dan Quinn will step in to be the defensive coordinator and call the plays moving forward. Also, Deron Payne, Terry McLaurin, and JD5 will not travel to Madrid. And lastly, Trey Amos is most likely going to be put on IR. He has a broken fibula. So that's going to do it for you, boy. If you joined the stream, if you're new to the stream and you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Help me get into the algorithm. I appreciate all the love and support, and I appreciate y'all helping me push out this message to all our beloved Washington Commanders fans. So before I go, left hand up, who are we? The Commanders to the day I die. Rest in peace, my brother Rico. May he rest in peace. I'm definitely going to catch